Hello, and welcome to another weekly wisdom call. My name is Alexander Hamilton Dunlop. We're going to be talking about this deck of 52, Book of Sacred Geometry that was hidden in plain sight, this unbound book that reveals to us the meaning of our life. And every week we have a card to play. 52 cards in the deck. There are 52 weeks in the year. So each week shows us, or rather, the card of the week shows us the underlying energy pattern in play for the week. And when we know that, then it's like we know the quantum weather report. We know what to prepare for and expect in our week. Hi, Janet. Hi, Sue Ann. So what I'm doing in these weekly wisdom calls is I'm giving you how to be alert and aware to the energy around you. Do you need sunglasses this week, or do you need your winter coat this week? Do you need to watch out for the puddles this week, or do you need to have some sunscreen on and be alert to the rays of the sun? I'm being a little silly, but I'm giving you a metaphor for what it means to be prepared and alert to the energy of the week. And this week, the symbolism that's present, hi Sue Ann, is indicated for us by the Eight of Hearts. That is the card of the week, mathematically. We are in the 8th week of the year, and the Eight of Hearts is the 8th card of the deck. So it's a heartfelt week. And the 8 is the symbol of infinity. And if you look closely, you can see that there is an 8 in that in-between space. And that's very important for us to know that the 8 is in the in-between space. It's about creating space for the flow. And in hearts, it's creating emotional space in relationships, finding the harmony and finding the flow with the people who we care about, making enough space. So what that does not mean is trying to control and constrict. You may inadvertently suffocate the people who you claim to be helping the most. You may get your own heart tied up in knots, trying to be of service, taking on other people's problems, like this. And this is for the whole week, so you can watch this movement of energy happening throughout your week. How am I interacting with the people in my life? Am I too controlling and constrictive? Am I getting my own heart tied up in knots? Or do I create expansion? Do my interactions open more space for other people to be who they are? Or am I trying to make other people how I think they should be? This is what we're moving through with this Eight of Hearts energy. Finding this harmonious figure 8 symbol. It's a graceful energy at its best. It's the symbol of healing. The two snakes woven around the caduceus. And what we're all looking for this week, whether we realize it or not, is some heartfelt healing. Heartfelt harmony. Heartfelt grace. Again, it's just a question of whether we try to enforce that to make it so. You will be harmonious, damn it, because I said so. Trying to enforce this grace upon other people. You will be happy with this because I said so, because you should like it. Right? We do things like that. Right? We try to force people to like things, or aren't you happy? Doesn't this make you feel good? Instead of expanding the loops and making more space and allowing other people to find their own harmony and balance on their own terms. It means realizing that we're strong enough. We don't have to control other people. We're strong enough to allow them to be who they want to be. And we can trust in this flow, this infinite harmony. It's such a relief. What a relief. It's not up to us to try to control everybody. Whew. Hallelujah. You mean life has a perfect flow and balance? You mean other people have an innate emotional intelligence? Oh, wow. You mean I can let go? Oh, how wonderful, right? So as a meditation, I invite you to reflect on this moving energy of the 8, this infinite flow of energy, and be in that flow rather than trying to control that flow. I relax into the flow of life. I am in harmony with the flow of life. I trust in the flow of life, like this, being in this harmonious state and watching as things find their own natural rhythm. Okay, things will find their flow. I don't have to control this right now. I can open and make more space and trust that there will be a harmonious solution that will flow back around. I can move this way, I can move that way, as opposed to this direct head-on confrontation. I will do this, and you will like it. Right? It's not about stubborn insistence. If you stubbornly insist this week with the 8 of Hearts present, you will find that you get tied up in knots. You will crisscross yourself and block your own path by your own willfulness, your own stubbornness. It's about expanding and relaxing into the flow of life. So, I said at the beginning, like what to watch out for in this cosmic weather report that I'm giving you, in this quantum weather report. Watch out for your tenacity and being over-insistent, trying to force things. If you ever find that you're forcing something or trying to force it into place, take a deep breath and step back from that point at which you might force it, and then it gets all tangled up in knots. Because that's what will happen if you force it with this 8 of Hearts present. Don't force it. So back off whenever you find yourself out of harmony or whenever it's starting to have too much friction. Because it's meant to be frictionless, this graceful 8. So you want to look for, where is it frictionless? How do I flow with this? And if it's not frictionless, you want to take a step back and breathe. You know? The other thing to look out for is if you feel like your heart is tied up in knots. Like, oh God, this hurts, and oh, this person is driving me crazy, and that means you're trying to control the other person. It means you're too invested in your own expectations and your own assumptions about what that person should be doing in your own assumptions and your own projections. So it means if your heart's getting tied up in knots, that you're projecting way too much onto the other person about what you believe they should be doing. And that means you're not trusting in the infinite flow and the infinite harmony of divine timing, the movement and the grace of life. So there too, I invite you to take a deep breath and see how you can relax and trust in the flow of life. And look for some harmony this week. Look for everything to settle into this perfect serendipitous synchronistic flow. And if it's not happening that way, ask yourself, how can I relax and trust in the flow more so that I'm not tenaciously insisting and getting myself all tangled up in knots as a result? So you want to be on the lookout for and wanting to see and intending to see and experience this harmonious flow. finding the harmonious flow and weaving together all your relationships with all the people who you care about, creating this abundance of emotional energy. It's a very powerful energy. It's a great energy for weaving together different tribes or circles of people in your life and weaving all of it together in a harmonious flow, as long as you allow other people the space to do it on their own terms and in their own rhythm, allowing that rhythm to be exactly what it wants to be. And it's almost like we're conductors. We're just conducting this flow of energy, just gently flowing. Oh yeah, there it is, finding the flow. Conducting your emotional energy this week. Have fun. Enjoy. It's the game of life. So enjoy playing the game of your life this week.